You finally got the email. Subject line, welcome aboard. It feels like oxygen. 70,000 a year, full benefits, zero commute. You think you cracked the code. You think your resume finally landed on the right desk. You're wrong. You didn't find a job. You found a trap door painted like a welcome mat. They aren't hiring you to work. They're hiring you to bleed. This is the corporate anglerfish. It dangles a glowing light in the crushing dark of unemployment, and you swim right for it. You think you're the talent, the asset they want to nurture, but look at the math. To them, you aren't a colleague. You're a wallet with a pulse. They don't pay salaries. They extract fees. And the worst part, they're about to ask you for a favor, a simple task to get you started. It involves a check, a bank transfer, and a vendor you've never heard of. Do exactly what they say, you'll be in handcuffs before Friday. Meet your new boss. Her name is Sarah from Talent Acquisition. Well, maybe it's David from HR. Their LinkedIn profile looks sharp. Nice headshot, generic, inspirational quote about synergy, but Sarah doesn't exist. That headshot is stock footage from a dentist website, and David is a script running on a server 3 continents away. There is no office. There is no quarterly projection meeting. There is only a digital boiler room. They aren't screening resumes to find the best candidate. They are casting dragnets. They bought your data from that job board you trusted, the one that promised to boost your visibility. They paid 12 cents for your desperation, and now they're automating the harvest. These parasites create problems, so you pay to solve them. They call it onboarding. They call it accreditation fees. They wrap the theft in corporate speak so dense it could stop a bullet. They need you to buy a specific laptop from their exclusive vendor. They need you to pay for a background check through their proprietary portal. They're selling you a ticket to a show that doesn't exist. The offer letters have the right logos. The DocuSign feels heavy with legal weight. They cloned a legitimate company's website yesterday. They changed one letter in the URL, just enough to fool your tired eyes. They weaponize your hope against your common sense. They know you want to believe the lie because the truth is you're broke, and they are banking on your silence when the check bounces. They aren't building a workforce. They're strip mining your bank account. Here's exactly how they do it. First comes the check, a cashier's check for $4,000 for your home office setup, they say. It looks beautiful, watermarks, holograms, it smells like solvency. You rush to the bank. The teller smiles. The balance updates instantly. You think you're rich. You aren't. That number on the screen isn't money. It's a loan. The bank is spotting you to cash because they trust you, not the scammer. The check takes days to clear, but the scam works in minutes. Now the clock starts ticking. You need equipment immediately, but you can't go to Best Buy. Oh no, you must use their approved vendor. Let's call them Tech Global Solutions. Sounds boring enough to be real. You wire them the funds, or worse, you send it via Zelle or Apple gift cards, like a confused grandma trying to pay the IRS. You think you're buying a workstation. You aren't. You are laundering the bad check. You are taking the bank's loan and mailing it to a ghost in a basement. Tech Global is just a PayPal account, and the laptop, it's a myth. No big checks, just fees. They need a security clearance fee, $50, or a software accreditation license, $200. It feels reasonable, an investment in your future. It's not. It's an exit toll. Do the math on that hustle. 500 desperate applicants a week paying $200 each. That's $100,000 a week for sending a PDF. They turn job hunting into a subscription service, and you are the subscriber. They want the marrow. You filled out the direct deposit form, right? Gave them your social security number, your home address, your mother's maiden name. You handed them the keys to your identity while thanking them for the opportunity. 2 weeks later, the music stops. The bank calls. Their voice isn't friendly anymore. The $4,000 check, it was printed on toilet paper. It bounced so hard it cracked the pavement. The money you sent to the vendor is gone, irreversible. The hiring manager has blocked your number, and the bank account is negative. And here's what that actually cost you. You walk into the branch to fix it, but the teller isn't smiling anymore. The manager invites you into the glass office. You aren't a victim to them. You're a liability. They don't care about your sad story. They care about the massive hole in their ledger. They freeze your account, not just the fake money, all your money. The grocery fund, the rent check, locked down for fraud investigation. You are now $4,000 in the hole, plus overdraft fees, plus the wire transfer fee you paid to rob yourself. It's a masterclass in efficiency. And while you're arguing with the fraud department, Sarah from HR is already ghosting someone else.
But the money comes back eventually, maybe. The dignity doesn't. You have to go home and tell your partner, I didn't get the job. And also, we can't pay the electric bill. That conversation tastes like ash. You feel stupid. You shouldn't. You were targeted by professionals. But shame is the glue that holds the scam together. It keeps you quiet. It keeps you from reporting it. And remember that W-2 form you filled out, the one with your social security number? It's now for sale on the dark web, bundled with 1,000 other hopeful idiots, selling for less than a cup of bad coffee. You didn't just lose a paycheck, you invited a vampire into your credit history. 6 months from now, someone in Minsk might buy a jet ski in your name. Here's the cruelest cut. While you were chasing this phantom, while you were setting up your home office, you stopped looking. You took your resume down. You ignored a real recruiter on LinkedIn. You lost 3 weeks of the hunt, time you can never buy back. They stole your momentum, they stole your hope, and they left you more desperate than when you started, which makes you the perfect target for the next one. So, how do you spot the hook before you bite? Real jobs are boring. They involve awkward Zoom calls, background checks that take a month, and silence from HR. Scams start with fireworks. If they hire you instantly, without seeing your face, you aren't the chosen one. You're just the next one. Here's the only rule that matters. Money flows one way, from the employer to the employee, always. If the river reverses, if they ask for a training fee or a check verification, close the laptop, burn the email. Real companies have IT departments to buy laptops. They don't need you to front the cash at an Apple store. Look at the URL. Big corporations don't use Gmail addresses, and they don't conduct interviews on Telegram. Your paranoia is your best friend. Feed it. When the offer looks too good to be true, when the salary is double the market rate for half the work, understand what you're looking at. That isn't a career opportunity. That's a cheese in a mousetrap, and you know exactly what happens to the mouse. Never forget the difference. If you have to pay to get the paycheck, you're not the employee. You're the customer.